All right, what is good, YouTube? We are gonna do a Golshi Mode gold ship run. I have never done this before. I do want to just make it perfectly clear that you do not have to do this. This is just the more efficient way to clear out the missions as fast as possible, because part of the missions does include getting 5.6 million fans with gold ship. This is not in one run. This is something you could accumulate over the course of many runs, and you don't have to do it using the Golshi mode, the difficulty mode. This new mode that we have here for this current event is going to raise the difficulty, or at least many people are saying it's raising the difficulty, of your career mode run, in exchange by offering you a lot more bonus monies. So by completing a career run and winning the URA finale, you can earn a maximum of 100,000 from this mode as a bonus. So on top of like whatever you get from fans. So this mode is apparently beating a lot of people, and makes sense for sure. Especially if you don't have very good cards, especially if you're just starting out in the game. We're gonna go through a Golshi mode career run with that career difficulty mode with gold ship and see how that goes. First thing I want to do is take a look at gold ship's career hopeful stakes. That's pretty tough. That's like one of the earliest G1 races you could do for a medium track. You have top 3 in the Kikusho, so that's a pretty high standard as well. A lot of long distance tracks that she wants to race in. Tenosho Spring. Make sure you bring a lot of stamina. Make sure you bring a lot of speed. What we're gonna do here is enter this career mode with the only goal of winning and clearing the career mode. We're not gonna try and make a good gold ship parent. We're not gonna focus on making a good like PvP horse, so we're not gonna like go crazy on the stamina, but I don't know, we'll probably will either way. What I'm gonna do though is I'm going to get some parents. I suggest that if you are having trouble doing this career run, to borrow a parent with 3 stars of stamina. You could do that pretty easily by using the friend code site. You could either use Uma Global Pure DB, and you can like look for a 9-star stamina parent and just search them and add them as a friend. You could also use the uma.moe, they changed their domain, and also search for inheritance. Select main stats. You could select stamina and 9-star. All these Umas should be there with 9-star stamina for you to borrow, and all of them would be very helpful for your gold ship career. You also have this over here, right? So just copy these and use them when you add friends. For me, I don't want to use a borrow, so I'm going to avoid that. And what we're going to do instead is just look for parents that are going to not improve my mile. That's not really necessary. If they have a long distance, that would be kind of cool, because then I might have an S in long, and from an inspiration event, that is a speed boost, and that should be able to help me out quite a bit. I'm going to take a look. I will probably use Measure Orion, one of the Measure Orions I raised, because Measure Orion has a unique skill. Let's pump some iron, and this one should have a good pass down for it, 2 stars. And this is a good unique skill for gold ship because it increases acceleration in an attempt to move up on a corner late race. It's not going to apply to all the tracks we're going to be running, but on the tracks that it does work in, it's pretty good for gold ships specifically, because this skill only activates when you're like around the 60% mark in terms of like the placements. It's hard to say, but basically like when you're 6th place or so in the late race. So we're going to use that, and I'm going to get someone else with probably some power, because I'm planning on bringing some stamina cards. But of course, if you're having trouble clearing and meeting the stamina thresholds, borrow a stamina parent would be a good idea. Rudolph would be kind of cool. Or, you know what? Let's just do this Measure McQueen. Why not? I don't think it's going to matter too much. And then for a deck, what I want to do here is I want to bring like 3 speed cards. So I'm going to bring Kita-san Black. I'm going to bring Special Week because I have her Maxima Break, and she's a pretty good stat stick. We're going to just aim to make a good set of stats, essentially, for gold ship over here. And so what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to bring Mejiro McQueen. And I'll borrow a Maximum Break Super Creek. And you know what? We could throw another stamina card too as well. These are pretty free-to-play cards. This is a free-to-play card. Maybe you don't have it at level 45 right at this moment, but level 40 is totally fine as well. Never level this card past 45. It's not necessary. You could always borrow a Super Creek, again, using that friend code site. It's pretty easy. Let me just demonstrate that really quick. You could go over here, enter Super Creek and 4 Limit Break, and then you can search that and friend them. You could also do that over here. Search for stamina cards. There's Super Creek, Max Limit Break. Add them like that. Okay, so everyone can borrow this. Maybe you don't have this card. That's fine. If you don't have this card, just use like any speed card that you have like close to Max Limit Broke, right? That should be fine. This is an event card. This is an event card that a lot of people got, so shouldn't be too much of an issue there. I am flying around my deck selection, but what we're gonna do over here is probably pick an SR stamina card. And you know what? Let's just go with Manhattan Cafe. Not a very strong card because I don't have that many levels on it. I'll put 5 more levels on it. That should be fine. And we'll have 3 speed, 3 stamina, and that should be good enough. And that's what you should do if you're having trouble meeting your stamina thresholds. So let's just do that and see how that goes. The only thing that's kind of maybe really off from my run to your run would be Mejiro Ryan, but it's not really that big of a deal either. She's just a speed blue spark. Chances are you have a 2-star blue spark something, right? And hopefully you're able to borrow something like with Yore Finale. That'd be nice. It's not gonna be too much of a difference, I don't think, but it is worth noting. Now what we're gonna do is gonna try to train with our friends. Increasing our friendship with all of our friend Umas is going to basically allow us to get a lot of friendship trainings very frequently. So we're going to try and train with all the Umas whose friendship ratings are low at a nice, fast, and even rate so that they all become best friends at around 80% mark as quickly as possible, and so that we could spam friendship trainings. But yeah. I am streaming right now. I am live every day on Twitch and YouTube, so join the live streams if you know, you want any more in-depth questions. If you wanted to hang out, that'd be cool. But yeah, let's take a look here. I'll be interacting with some chat too. What site can I search some good support cards to add? You could do ! friend code in the chat right now, and it'll give you the site to do it. Let me see. Manhattan Cafe has a hint for me, which has some long skills, which seem kind of good. And at the same time, any Uma Musume support card with a hint will also generate and create more friendship. So, not a bad idea to go for that. Definitely not. So, I'll go ahead and do that. I'm lacking a little bit of power too. Bald YouTube. Yes, I'm bald. Just bald. Follow and sub for... Stop. We're not doing that. This one's for keeps. Okay. I have no idea what this event is, but we're gonna figure it out, I guess. But yeah, not too much to say here. We're just going for friends. We're going for hints. Because hints have improved friendship. Okay. Anonymous gifter, thank you for gifting a sub. I'm not gonna say to who, but thank you. A date Golshi style. I'll go buy us some drinks. Sure. Thank you so much, dude. You just lucked out so hard. Well, it is what it is, yo. I'm built different. What can I say? Wit training, Asian Flash. Gimme. Another hint. 2 friends. Very nice. Basically, for the junior make debut, what you kind of want is like 200 in your speed, and ideally like around 200 for power. That would be kind of cool. Right? 200 in speed, though, is like usually the target that I go for, personally. I don't mess around with the mood too much. I try and play with cards that boost my mood, and that includes the Special Week, that includes Kita-san, that includes Asian Flash. So all of those are pretty good there. 5 friends in stamina training with a hint. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it for sure. And yeah, it's just training with friends. We're gonna get very highly considered this. This Manhattan Cafe is proccing a lot, but she only has hint frequency 20%. Very interesting. I'm gonna go with the speed because again, I want like 200 speed. For junior make debut, I want around 200 speed. That way I know for sure like I can confidently just clear the junior make debut. That's usually where I like to be for that. Now we're basically at 200. Ideally, I would have more power, but I don't. I'm just going to go ahead and rest over here. I'm sleep deprived. That's unfortunate. But yeah, people have been saying that the Golshi mode has higher difficulty. It leaves you sleep deprived more. It gives you night owl more. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if that's just simply confirmation bias or if that's actually true. But I guess, you know, people are going to see whatever they want to believe. We're going to do this run and show that it is absolutely possible to win. What I'm going to do over here, I'm not really worried about losing, so I'm not going to really buy a skill. I'm just going to go ahead and hit the race. We're at 2,000 meters. I could get standard distance if I wanted to, but the predictions looks pretty good. Double circles, right? So as long as you're meeting that 200 around speed, you should be good. Now, Gold Chip is definitely built to be an end closer. She's meant to be, especially if you raise her potential and have her like level 5 potential skill. But for junior make debut, the problem is that all these horses, they suck. They suck a lot. And so if you get stuck behind these horses, it's like an instant lose, right? Whereas if you get stuck behind horses, let's say in later races, in G1 races, at least they don't suck that much, where it's getting stuck behind them is like a death sentence. If you get stuck behind them here, it is like a death sentence. So it's a lot easier to just set it as a front runner, especially for junior make debut, and just win it out. You could keep this going for as long as you like. Personally though, I do think that if you're learning the game, if you're having trouble clearing, then you're probably buying skills early. And if you're buying skills early, some of them have a requirement for you to use a certain strategy and for you to use those strategies, right? But yeah, no, yeah, those horses suck, chat. It is what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and train stamina here. They're doing their best. They're NPCs. Look, we're just built different, okay? We're just built absolutely differently. Invitation on a rainy day. Very cool. 4 friends still on stamina. It's being absolutely nuts. And we're just going to go with the friends. We're going to skip the Super Creek hint. That's not going to be a big deal. We're just going to train with our friends there. This Super Creek. Why a max limit break Super Creek? Sorry, I like burped while talking there. But why this maximum break Super Creek is so good is because with the maximum break, you do get that initial friendship gauge, that 30, which is going to help so much in getting her friendship up at a nice rate so that you can get that stamina training nice and early, nice and easy. We might convert this run into like training for a PvP gold chip. I don't know. Obviously, that's something you could decide later. But for now, what we're doing is just trying to focus on clearing the career. And so we're going to focus on getting a lot of friendship up and making sure we get that access to friendship trainings as soon as possible. Solo nighttime run, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. That's fine. Special week is pretty low, but so is Measure McQueen. She also has a skill hint. I also am lacking in power, so I would definitely love to bring up my power stat, right? So we're going to do that. If this was a PvP horse that I was absolutely focusing on, I would consider racing or doing races like maybe the Hanshin Turf or Asahi Futurity Stake, but I only have B and Mile, which is totally fine. I would consider doing this just for the amount of skill points you get, but because we're just looking to clear the career, we are going to be a little more conservative. So special week is really low, and also my speed is really low, so I'm going to go ahead and train on speed with special week. Try and bring her up to speed in terms of her friendship. We have Kita-san Black in 60. So both of these seem good, but I'll go for this one because Kita-san Black getting her friendship up would be nice too. right? And now, what do we have here? Just a lot of failure rates. I'll just go ahead and rest here. Unforeseen lunch. Top option from Asian gives energy. Nice. Yeah, pay attention to chat too, I guess. Unless it's blurred out. I don't know. But, they might have some good tips too. Maybe they missed some of the choices. I don't know every single event. I don't know every single choice. So, you know, they might be able to help out here and there. But let's see here. I could go for another speed. I would not mind that. Just bring Kita-san Black up a bit. And also get my speed stat up. Because my stamina is exactly where I want it to be for hopeful stakes. I probably want around 250, 280 for hopeful stakes right about this point to try and win it. I'm at 330, so I'm really good. Now, Gold Ship just hit us with an event. This is very common with Gold Ship. It's called Golshi, the Fickle Maiden. She improves her mood, she improves her energy, but she restricts her training options. Now, you could always just race, and right now it just so happens I have some G1 races here that I could race in and just get skill points. That would be fine. That would just like totally clear it. But you should always check your trainings. And look, I got stamina training with a hint with Manhattan Cafe. Looks like Gold Ship had mercy on me. This is not a bad training at all. I will just go ahead and take that. Yeah. I will just go ahead and take that. And so we got rainy days too. That's whatever. That's not that crazy. Kiryun's day off. I thought that was a mood upgrade, but it's not. But yeah, if you're having trouble with clearing the races, first what you want to do is hit race. You want to hit predictions. What am I lacking? What am I missing? If you're missing in power, pick up an acceleration skill. If you're missing in stamina, pick up a heal skill, the blue skills, right? If you're missing out in speed, pick the Super Saiyan skills, the one where she has like an aura. Those are typically velocity skills. That's a good rule of thumb. It's not like perfect, obviously, but it's a decent rule of thumb. Decent enough anyway. So we're going to pick some skills here. Pretend that, you know, we're not that strong. Unique skills are always nice to get, especially if the sparks you have aren't like so much in terms of like their star levels, or maybe you're borrowing parents that don't have unique skill pass downs. Those are totally fine. But yeah, for these skills, I think honestly, like, my stats are pretty good. Maybe I'll just skip it. But if you're having trouble or if the predictions are off, definitely buy some skills. Definitely buy some skills. I think we should be fine, though. And so what I'm going to do over here, because it's medium, I can definitely look to do, like, pace chasing. Pace chasing is kind of nice because I have the stamina for it. I also have the wit for it, or the aptitude. And that's going to allow me to have good speed on downhills and stamina conservation. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. We'll click view results as well. Should be first place. That's good. As long as, if you're picking Pace Chaser, you know, make sure you have the stamina to do it, because Pace Chasers have the worst stamina to HP conversion rate. And so they need a little more stamina than most of the horses. Okay. But New Year's resolution, top option is basically like their main stat. So you can check a main stat by clicking here. And whatever their growth rate is, the most of it is stamina in Gold Ship's case. So you'll get like 5 of the main stat. The second option is resting. And the third option is skill points. So typically what you're going to do is, as long as you have energy to regain, you're going to pick the second option, which is to regain energy. And that way you can afford more trainings. That way you could level up your friendships faster. We're going to get training in speed right there. Train with 3 friends and also get some good speed. I'm just gonna go ahead and I could rest, but instead I'm gonna hit the wit, because we get friendship with Measure McQueen and build that friendship bar with Special Week, which is definitely something we need. This is an event, get her a drink. Read the answers. They kind of give you a hint as to what it does. Get her a drink should give us energy, because it's us kind of like resting after a run, right? So definitely look to get energy wherever you can. That way you could fit in more trainings. That way you could, you know, be able to train the friendship up as fast as possible. We're going to skip this friendship training because we want to make friends with Special Week. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and do that. And now we have extra training. This is an event. A lot of people get tripped up on this. And a lot of people with all these events, they pick the top option because they get told it's like the easy option or like the predictable and the run-of-the-mill or almost always safe option, right? With extra training, you always want to be conscious of like what the events are called. Extra training is an event that every Uma Musume runs into. The top option is always -5 energy and +5 of the stat you just recently trained. So in our case, we just trained, I don't know, right? It's probably wit. I don't know. Either way, it's +5 of the stat we just trained. The bottom option just gives you 5 energy. This is almost always what you want to do. So extra training, pick the bottom option. Extra training, you should always go with the bottom option almost all the time. What we see over here is speed training. We're going to get this friendship up with Special Week. Satsuki show is coming up. Probably you want to be around 320, 300 stamina. We are at 370, so we're totally fine. If you want, you can always use and buy healing skills like Swinging Maestro to compensate for a lack of stamina. So make sure you go ahead and take a look at your options before running in the actual race. I'm going to go ahead and rest here. Extra training can cure debuffs. I didn't know that. It could cure debuffs. If that's the case, then, you know, give that a shot. I think I've read somewhere something very similar to that. So I'm definitely not inclined to sort of say that's wrong. That sounds like something that does happen. So yeah. I think it probably clears like slow metabolism and maybe practice poor, if I'm not mistaken. But I might be wrong. But yeah, we're going to get some inherits here. This is an inspiration event and happens every year on early April instead of the first year, the junior year. So classic year, senior year, early April. Thank you for allowing me to speak, Goldship. Thank you for not talking over me. That was fantastic. But yeah, if you're not confident in your stamina, I would definitely suggest buying Swinging Maestro. But I have a good amount of stamina. I should be fine. I'll try and buy some acceleration skills. That's probably pretty nice, but I don't have any. The only way I have acceleration skills is with Let's Pump Some Iron, which I think is fine to pick up right now because the only way it gets discounted is if I get another inspiration event on senior year, early April. But we're just going to pick that up for a little boost of acceleration. I think that should be pretty good. And from here, because I bought like a skill, Let's Pump Some Iron, which does like require me to be in a later position, as in like placement, right? Like 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, right? Now I will go ahead and employ Goldship's better strategy, or like her preferred strategy, which is as an end closer. And hopefully we can win. It is a medium distance track, and I feel like end closers do a lot better in long distance tracks, but let's just see. There we go. Cool. Very, very cool. We got first place, and that should be pretty good. Very likely what happened is that, you know, we were able to work out with the Let's Pump Some Iron unique skill, and you always want to pick the positions that work well with your unique skills. You could take a look at yourself how these unique skills work. You could use Game Torah, go on the database, or go on the skills. Pick the character for the unique skill. That was Measure Orion, right? And you can read the skills. Just see. I need to be in the late race. It needs to be on a straight. No, on a corner. This is on a corner. And then you have to be within 65% or 70% placements, which is a little hard to pinpoint. But basically around anywhere between like 6th to 8th position, right? Something like that. And what we're going to do over here is just, again, train with friends, pick up some hints that we might want, some skills. I think I'm just going to go with this speed training here because it's going to give me 14 power, which is more than if I were to train actual power, right? Now, Special Week is over here, but Special Week is like the only friend that I don't have friendship up with. I'm just going to kind of leave Special Week to build up her friendship incidentally instead of me trying to force it, because there's plenty of good stats to be gained here. I have like friends with 5 of my support cards. I might as well just start doing my friendship trainings now. Paying it forward, I think top one gives energy and mood. This is a second chain event for Kita-san Black, which is always nice. What we're gonna do over here is, I think we're just gonna probably train some stamina. The Kika show is coming up. Kika show is pretty tough. It's 3,000 meters, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. It's definitely pretty tough. Tenosho Spring is like the career killer. You want around like 500, 520 stamina at that point. For the Kika show, I would say you want around 420, 450, which I'm pretty much able to clear at this point. You might be in a different position, so, you know, definitely, this is very enticing, but we're just gonna try and keep it simple. Definitely, you know, just try and evaluate where you're at and where your stats need to be. But yeah, yap more. I'm yapping. We're gonna get through this, chat. Don't worry, we're yapping. We're getting it. It's you know, some people want to see the video, some people want to see a good run with gold ship, so we're doing it. Bakshin. All right, this one's like skill points. The second option for this one. Friendship training. 2 double friendship. Let's just do it. Why not? Why not? You can go ahead and do that. And we get 3 skill points there. Summer camp. I should have known that. Summer camp arrives every early July. So make sure you build up enough energy here. And you know what? Why don't we make this run a little exciting here? Why don't we just do something a little risky? 32%. Double friendship. Definitely is probably better that I prepared for this. But I would say this is worth the risk. So let's see what we could do here. Let's try it. Nice. Okay, cool. So we're like good on stamina. In order to win career mode for a long distance character, all you really need is 600 stamina. And that's like for the URA finale, right? If you're doing URA finale, like that's a long course, maybe you want like 660 or 700. But for like URA finale, most people don't race on long courses for URA finale, because in order to race on long courses, you have to basically force it. You have to try and do a lot of long races, optional races during your career, right? But yeah, like 600 stamina is pretty much the target number to clear any career mode race, no matter the distance, besides like maybe URA finale. And the URA finale is like, I think they changed the courses too, so it might not be very straightforward. If you really want to be safe, just call it 700. But 600 is typically where I like to be at the end of all my runs when I'm doing parent runs, where I don't need you know, a bunch of stats. But yeah, what we're gonna do over here, Special Week just loves to lift weights or something, because she's always in the power training department. You know what? Let's just become friends with her. Why not? Need some power. Okay, sure. What happened there? That was into the sky, so a mood down. But we got triple friendship, 0%. I'ma take it. I'ma take it. Yep. And of course, you know, bring cards like Super Creek, right? Especially if you're having trouble building stamina. Bring cards like Special Week, where I was able to learn Gourmand or Gourmand. That way, you could run her as a pace chaser if you really wanted to for another heal. You could buy this Swinging Maestro. You buy Swinging Maestro, you buy Gourmand or Gourmand, then you could knock out like 300 from the stamina requirements. It's really strong to get gold heals, okay? It's really strong. So definitely look to get that if you're not able to meet your stamina thresholds. I'm going to try and build up my power a little bit, because why not? My friends are here, so I'm going to go ahead and train with them. Okay? Training with friends is not just not a meme, I guess. It improves the training output, so it's definitely always good to have. Now, the only thing I'm kind of worried about is like lack of acceleration, but I did get, you know, the Measure Orion skill. But I mean, I'm pretty good, honestly. I don't really need any of these. If you are having trouble, if the predictions look off, again, you know, buy a skill. But we're just going to go ahead and race it and see what we got. So we're going to go ahead, hopefully. Okay, cool. We won. I'm just begging every race for Goldship to have mercy on me and make for a good recording. But we all know what happens when you ask Goldship for anything. All you get is a drop kick to the face. So, you know, always got to be on your toes with Goldship. What we're going to do here is going to rest. Well rested here, so that's very nice. And now we have a mood up event, which is nice. This special week is the troll of this career scenario because she keeps wanting to lift weights, but that's totally fine. No big deal. We're gonna go ahead and join her. Why not? If you want like a really easy career, just get like, and this is career. This is just to clear career, not for PvP, right? 600 speed, 600 stamina, 600 power. That's a surefire like recipe for success, right? That is definitely like very good stat thresholds you need to meet. And that's typically what I like to meet when I'm doing parent runs, where I'm not trying to stack so many stats. I'm just trying to stack as many skill hints and clear URA finality, right? That's typically what I look for. So I'm treating this run kind of similarly, where I'm not worried too much about like stacking PvP stats. So yeah. And if Golshi Mode does have a higher difficulty, then maybe you want higher stats. Maybe you want like 660, maybe you want like 700. Who knows? We'll see, I guess. We will see. So let's take a look. Later, you can call me. Alright, let's hit the view results. First place. Very, very nice. Very cool. What am I at? In terms of like my career, I'm pretty sure I'm undefeated. I'm pretty sure this Goldship is absolutely undefeated. Tenosho Spring is a very hard race. Make sure you're getting at least around 520 stamina for it. That's a very good idea. This is New Year's Shrine Visit. Happens for every Uma. Senior year, early January. Every choice is the same. Top is energy. Middle is +5 to all stats, I believe. And then bottom is like 30 skill points. Typically, if you're a newer player, you want the energy. Now, that said, you want the energy, but right after this training, you're going to be hit with a raffle event. And so what you want to do is do a training that takes energy. Don't try not to do a wit training, because you'll see in a bit. What happens is we're going to train the speed. We're going to try and expend our energy. And then the raffle event hopefully gets us carrots. It gets us maybe a hot spring ticket. That's going to give us a lot of energy. It's going to improve our mood too, so don't do like a recreation for senior year early January. And, you know, instead just let her get the raffle and improve her mood like that. Let's go ahead and get the speed. Shut up, Goldship. Yeah, I'm trying to talk. Yes, you could get a tissue, but it's unlikely for you to get a tissue. A tissue will tank your mood down by 1, and I believe maybe take away stats. I'm not too sure. I forget. But yeah. But yeah, we are just cruising along this career run. Obviously, like, not everyone's gonna have a maximum break Kita-san Black, so maybe you're borrowing that. If you're borrowing Kita-san Black and maybe you don't, you have a Super Creek. If you're borrowing a max level Kita-san Black, this Super Creek can be Maya no Top Gun. It could be even a rare stamina card that you have max limit broke. It could be like anything really. 1 limit break or 0 limit break Super Creek, that would be totally fine, because really all you want Super Creek for is this Swinging Maestro, which is again able to help compensate for a lack of stamina. Okay, so definitely still bring I was gonna say still bring Swinging Maestro, because that's kind of what the Super Creek card is, right? Bring Super Creek, the SSR card, to help make your stamina a lot more robust and a lot easier to win these races, right? Manhattan Cafe is a fantastic SR stamina card, yes, but I already have her, right? So yes, Manhattan Cafe is better, is really good. There's also Zeno Rob Roy. Zeno Rob Roy is another SR stamina card as well. So if you have her, definitely run her as well. You just want like a composition of these cards on a general sense, right? So 3 speed, 3 stamina is basically me saying, hey, I want to train stamina and speed relatively evenly, and that's going to allow me to, you know, win pretty much any distance course, right? Is it worth to use rare cards? If you're missing a lot, it's not bad. But SR cards, SSR cards are like, it's only if you don't have it. Like if you only had Manhattan Cafe and you didn't have Measure McQueen for some reason, that's when you might put in some rare stamina cards. It's a very rare case, but there's just not a lot of stamina cards. You know what I mean? So that might be something you would consider. If you have an SR card, if you have SSRs, just use those though. Even if you have like the Rice Shower one. The Rice Shower one's not very good, but it's better than a rare. Very likely. Right? The Medro McQueen rare card is particularly pretty good, I would say. Yikes. Because Medro McQueen rare card has like 35 specialty priority, which is pretty good for a rare card, I'm pretty sure. So, if you're looking for a card to level up, that's nice. Plays top 3 in Tenosho Spring. You can see that that race is pretty hard. Maybe it's because of Golshi Mode. Maybe I needed some more stats. I might have just gotten unlucky too. And closers typically have like an ability to be unlucky. So 26%. Let's see what we get. Nice. Nice. Not bad at all. Now again, even though like most of these cards a lot of people have, right? You know, it might not be the case, especially if you're just brand new. So again, try and build the deck similarly to like the counts, right? 3 speed, 3 stamina. That's usually a very safe deck to run with for gold ship, for any long distance horse really. All right. So we won the Takarazuka Kinen. We only had 1 loss in Gold Ship's career, and that's her 2nd place position in the Tenosho Spring, which is unfortunate. I wonder if it was random, if it was an incident, but we'll never know, I guess. We will never know. I'm going to rest in recreation. In summer camp, if you rest, then you also improve your mood, which is nice. What we're going to do over here is, look, we got pretty much our 600 power. So at this point, like, I'm okay to do whatever for my stats. If I wanted to train for like PvP, I'd build up the stamina more. You probably want like 1,000 or 1,100 stamina if you're raising this gold chip to be a PvP horse. If you can't get near that, don't worry. Like, you're gonna fight in PvP, in team trials. You're always gonna be matched with people around your similar level, and so I wouldn't worry too much about PvP requirements. Just try and get as much stamina as you can for long distance, for medium, you know, while also respecting speed. What we're gonna do here is just gonna rest. We're gonna check our trainings, and yeah, we're just gonna train with friends. See if we could train with friends. See if we could cap out that speed, maybe. That'd be kind of cool, right? Getting wit to like 400 would be good for PvP, but it's not what we need to do because we're just trying to win the career. But yeah, Tenosho Autumn. I'm not even looking at the skills. I'm not looking at the predictions. I know for sure my stats are well above what they need to be, and so I'm probably going to hit first on every upcoming race. If Gold Ship has mercy on me. If Gold Ship has mercy on me, if Gold Ship doesn't decide to pull a 12 billion yen divine punishment incident on me, you know what I mean? So we'll see. Anyway, we have skill hint over here. We got some nice meaty stats here. Very, very cool. Why does he not take skills? Because I have the stats to do it. I have the stats to ignore the skills. If you are having trouble winning the races, if the predictions look bad for you, that's when you want to buy skills. For me, I know that if I have above 600 power, 600 stamina, 600 speed, there's almost no way I lose any race in career mode. So that's what I'm doing. And I could buy skills at the very end, right? To, let's say I want like good sparks for Gold Ship, then I could tailor make her ability to have good sparks by saving my skill points to the very end, by saving them for additional discounts if I try and go for more skill hints, right? Or if I get more skill hints from events. So that's what we're doing. But yeah, Anima Kinen, no problem there. No problem there. You're stacking more hints. Yeah, pretty much. That's the idea. But if, you know, you're not winning your career mode, if you're having trouble, then you absolutely need to buy skills, because there's no point in doing career mode, or rather, like, failing URA is the thing you should try to avoid the most. Because URA Finale can give you a really good scenario spark, which can give a lot of stats when inherited. So you always want to try and go for that URA Finale spark. How you get that spark is a 20% chance you have to beat the URA Finale finals. So we have that. Anyway, we are going to go ahead and rest over here. And then we're going to go ahead and race some more. Semifinals. URA scenario is when you get to this part of the stage, after you complete all your goals, you're going to race, train, and then final race is the last spot. So what we're gonna do here is yeah, just train speed and we'll be good. What are the Triple Crown races? The classic Triple Crown, the classics Triple Crown is Satsuki Show, Tokyo Yushin, otherwise known as the Japanese Derby, and the Kika Show, or the Kikuka Show. That's usually pronounced Kika Show. But yeah, there you go. We got the finals. Pretty easy. Golshi mode. Obviously, I have some pretty good cards. I would say, like, the thing that's not very relatable is that maybe I have 5 more levels on my Measure Queen card. I have Kita-san Black that I'm not borrowing, but that's fine. I would have changed that for like a 0 limit break Super Creek, right? And this could be any SR speed card and it would perform roughly the same, as long as it's like you have a lot of limit breaks. Now for skill, if you want higher rating, the very easy thing to do is just buy any skill with a base cost over 100 and not go for gold skills, not go for circle skills or the green skills, right? Circle skills are fine, but not the green skills, right? Those are just like lower in priority. If I wanted to like get high rating, what would I do? I would buy this skill, because end closer, you want to make sure you buy skills for the right aptitude, right? Aptitudes that you have A rating in or more. So late Surger, she's not that good at late Surger, so I'll avoid those. Pace Chaser, I could buy that. Long, I could buy that. Long, I could buy this. Long straightaways. The only reason why you would want a higher rated horse is by getting like a career scenario record. Note that it's not making a stronger horse by having someone that's higher rated. But yeah, for me, what I'm going to do, because this gold ship, her only utility to me, I mean, she doesn't have bad stats, honestly. I didn't mean for her to be like have good stats for PvP, but she really doesn't have bad stats at all. What I'll do then is she's probably not better than the other gold ship I have, though. I'm just gonna like learn skills for sparks, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna avoid the unique skills. I'm going to buy outer proficiency. Any speed green skill is very good. I can learn white skills like corner adept, corner recovery, straightaway adept, because when you learn for sparks, all you can really do is pass down white skills. So why not just try them, or try learning them first, right? Stamina Eater could be kind of cool, right? Hydrate would be nice. Uma Stan, because that's a cool skill to pass down. Don't go for vision skills. Vision skills kind of suck. You don't need double circle skills if you're just training and learning skills for passing down skills. I'll take extra tank. Why not? I think that should be fun. Whatever. Not a big deal. I'm not going to think about it too much. Lock in the skills. Do that. Complete the career. And we should be good. Learning a lot of skills also helps improve your rating, so she's, no surprise, is an A rank. And not so good Sparks. Pretty abysmal, but no big deal. It happens. Vision skills suck. Yeah, vision skills are not very good. Vision skills don't really do anything. But yeah, that's a gold ship career run. And you can see over here, 100,000 monies. It's capped at 100,000 monies from the bonus. That's if you complete the Yurei finale. I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, so hopefully someone is able to answer. Leave a like and sub if you guys enjoy this content. I am live every day on Twitch, so join us for a live stream if you will. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.